He says, "Go, all of you, chase him down and kill him right there in the forest." Hearing this, all of them say yes, and then they head out to look for Fan. In the forest, they search ahead using lights. Zhao Long angrily says, "Where did he go? How did he disappear so quickly?" But just then, they spot Fan standing in front of them. They go closer, grab him, and say, "Fan, you can't escape now." Fan replies, "I'm not Fan." He had put a mask on his face, so Zhao Long couldn't recognize him. Zhao Long shouts, "Damn it! So did you see someone dressed exactly like you around here?" Fan answers, "Yes, I just saw him. He went that way, behind that rock." He sends them in that direction. They all believe him and move forward. Zhao Long says, "First we'll kill Fan, then we'll kidnap Sui Shu. Today, I'll vent all my anger on that bastard." After sending them away, Fan smiles to himself. Some time passes as they keep searching for Fan, but they still can't find him. Zhao Long angrily shouts, "That bastard fooled us." Just then, Fan appears and says, "I didn't fool you. That man even asked me to give you a message." Zhao Long yells, "What did he say?" Fan replies, "He said bad people are chasing him, and he told me to wipe all of you out." Hearing this, Zhao Long says in shock, What do you mean?" Before he can react, Fan has already attacked them. In a single strike, he knocks out 3 men at once. Seeing this, Zhao Long screams, "You? Who are you exactly?" Fan says, "Could it be that you still didn't recognize me?" Then he removes his mask and reveals his face as Fan. Seeing this, Zhao Long shouts in shock, "Ah, you're Fan. You were disguised." Still stunned, he continues, "No, you're not crazy. You were just pretending." Sweat starts pouring down his face after realizing Fan isn't insane. He goes on, "You stayed hidden for 5 years. You've definitely surpassed even Grandmaster level. And I insulted you like that, and even tried to steal your wife. I'm finished." Fan responds, "You've done other evil things too, haven't you?" Then Fan points at the man standing behind Zhao Long and says, 5 years ago, at the site of my car accident, I saw this man. He has a knife scar on his face." Hearing this, the man drops to his knees and begs, "Young master, please forgive me. Young Master Jiao forced me to do all this. I was wrong. Please let me go." But Fan shows him no mercy. He throws a single punch, and the man is finished right there. His head completely disappears. Seeing this, Zhao Long is terrified. He wets himself in fear and says, trembling, "What kind of dark magic is this? How did you turn a human into powder?" Fan then displays his power and says, "There's fire within my power. It could turn anyone directly into ashes. Do you want to try it?" He thinks to himself, "Yes, the most important thing is the fire inside my body. Only with that can I perform this kind of power." Then he looks at Zhao Long and says, "Now it's your turn to speak the truth. Why did you want to kill me 5 years ago?" Terrified, Zhao Long says, "Young master, I was wrong. I didn't want to kill you. It was some very powerful person from the provincial capital who forced me to do this through the Liu family there. Young master, please spare me." Fan responds, "The Liu family of the provincial capital?" He thinks to himself, "Elder Liu was Grandpa's most loyal man. I never thought he would stab me in the back." Zhao Long continues trembling. Even the Liu family of the provincial capital was following someone else's orders. "I've heard it's some very powerful person from Shanjing." At that moment, Fan grabs Zhao Long by the throat and says, "Who is that powerful person from Shanjing?" Struggling in pain, Zhao Long replies, I really don't know. I only know that in Cloud City, our Jiao family, the Wang family, and the Li family all work for that same powerful man from Shanjing. Usually, we all follow the orders of the Liu family from the provincial capital." Fan lifts him even higher. Zhao Long panics and says, "Young master, won't you kill me? I promise I'll keep my mouth shut." Fan replies, "Do you really think you can keep a secret?" Zhao Long quickly says, "I can, I swear." But Fan still finishes him off. With a single punch, he completely erases him. Then Fan says, "Sorry, I don't trust you." He thinks to himself, the Jiao family, the Wang family, the Li family, and the Liu family. It looks like I'll have to wipe them out one by one. As we saw in the previous episode, Fan had already, using terrifying flames, Fan completely turned Zhao Tianlong and his lackeys into ashes. They were literally wiped out from that place, as if they had vanished into thin air. After killing all of them, Fan moves forward and calmly says that Jiao family, the Wang family, the Li family, and the Liu family, it looks like I'll have to clean them all up one by one. Just as Fan is about to leave, Su Yishu arrives there. She's searching for Fan and nervously calling out loudly, Little Fan." Fan notices that Su Yishu is coming toward him. When she doesn't find him, she panics and screams, "Where are you?" Seeing how extremely worried Su Yishu is, Fan thinks to himself, Su Yishu is usually terrified of mice. And yet, for me, she was willing to come to a place like this. After that, Fan immediately starts his crazy act again. He comes in front of Su Yishu and says, "Wife Yishu, I'm fine now. I came back out." Seeing him safe, Su Yishu quickly asks, "Where are you for so long? Are you really okay?" But Fan jokingly says, just to tease her, "Wow, look at that. Such a big mouse." The moment she hears the word mouse, Su Yishu screams and clings tightly to Fan, shouting, "Ah, where is it?" Fan laughs and says, "It already ran away, wife Yishu. But wow, you smell really nice." Hearing this, Su Yishu gets flustered and says, "Why you are so bad? You scared me on purpose." Without wasting any time, Fan suddenly picks her up in his arms and says, "I didn't do it on purpose. There really are a lot of mice here. Come on, I'll carry my wife Yishu back to the car." He brings her out of the forest, puts her in the car, and both of them leave. The scene then shifts, and we see Jiao Tianlong's men standing outside. When they see Fan come out, they're shocked and say, "Damn, how did that guy come out? Where is young Master Jiao?" All of them panic and rush into the forest, shouting, "Young Master Jiao, are you okay? Young Master Jiao." After some time, the scene shifts to Jiao Tianlong's house. The men who went searching are being harshly scolded by a senior member. "What do you mean young master is missing? How can two living people just disappear into thin air? Keep searching for them." Here we are introduced to this man. He is Jiao Dekeng, the head of the Jiao family and Jiao Tianlong's father. The men nervously report, "Family head, hundreds of us searched that park 8 times. We even checked the river, but there is no trace of young master at all." They continue explaining, "That mysterious expert who suddenly appeared was extremely powerful. He defeated all of us in less than 2 minutes. Only young master and the brother's car remained there. He definitely took them away." Hearing this, Jiao Dekeng thinks to himself, "A mysterious expert? Tianlong is my only son. Who is this enemy targeting the Jiao family? Or could someone within the family be plotting something?" Angrily, he orders them, "Send everyone out and continue searching. If you find even the slightest clue, report to me immediately." The men bow and say, "Yes." After they leave, Jiao Dekeng walks toward his room, thinking the man with the scar also disappeared with him. Is this really connected to what happened 5 years ago? I should have killed that Fan back then. The moment he opens his room door, his eyes widen in shock. Fan is already sitting calmly on a chair inside. Seeing him, Jiao Dekeng screams, "Who are you?" Fan replies casually, "The same person you tried to kill 5 years ago." When Jiao Dekeng looks closely, he recognizes him and shouts, "Fan, you weren't crazy, you were acting." He's about to call the guards when Fan suddenly throws a pen at him. The pen pierces through Jiao Dechong's hand and pins it to the door. Immediately after that, Fan covers his mouth with a cloth and moves closer, saying, "Answer my questions honestly, and maybe I'll make it hurt a little less." Jiao Dekeng tries to scream in pain and fear. Fan removes the cloth, and gasping for air, Jiao Dekeng asks fearfully, "Tianlong, he's already been killed by you, hasn't he?" Fan replies coldly, "So what? Someone who wants to kill me. Should I keep him alive until the new year?" Hearing this, sweat pours down the old man's face, and he begs, "We were just following orders." Fan says in a serious tone, "Stop talking nonsense. Tell me, besides the Wang family and the Li family, who else in Cloud City works under the Lu family of the provincial capital?" Terrified, the old man spills everything. "Only the Wang and Li families. The Lu family also placed some experts to keep an eye on these families, but I really don't know where they're hiding." Fan asks his next question, behind the Lu family of the provincial capital, which big family from Shengjing is supporting them? "How much do you know?" The old man replies, "I know even less about that. I only saw a representative from Shengjing once. He wore a mask, and everyone called him Young Master Jiao. His power is terrifying. He can even decide who becomes the governor of Cloud City. You can't defeat him." Hearing this, Fan angrily grabs his throat and says, "That's not something you need to worry about." Seeing death so close, the old man screams, "I know more. There's one more clue. Don't kill me." Fan stops and says, "Speak." Lifting him into the air by his neck, the old man gasps his final words, "Besides suppressing your family, they attacked because they were also searching for something specific." Fan asks in shock, "What thing?" But it's already too late. Fan's grip tightens, the old man chokes, foam coming out of his mouth. Fan says coldly, then there's no need for you to speak anymore, and burns him to nothing with his flames. The next day, the scene shifts to Fan's grandpa. Hearing everything Fan did the previous night, Grandpa is shocked. He confirms with a man, overnight, both the father and son of the Jiao family disappeared. The second master's family met with a car accident, and the third master fell from a building. The man replies, "That's right. The entire Cloud City is talking about it." Grandpa understands and says, "It's obvious someone wants to completely wipe out the Jiao family. I don't know which expert did this, but the execution was flawless." It's revealed that this man is none other than the family's guard captain, Lung Feng. Lung Feng reports, "We already knew the Jiao family was behind young master's car accident, but now all the clues have been cut off." Grandpa says firmly, "Even if the clues are gone, we must continue investigating. I feel this case isn't as simple as it looks." And guys, this chapter ends right here. Since only one chapter was released, today's video is short. See you in the next episode. Till then, bye-bye. So friends, in the previous episode, we saw how Fan unleashed destruction on his enemies. After killing Jiao Tianlong's father, he wiped out the entire family. When Grandpa hears the news the next day, he's shocked. What chaos will follow now? Let's move ahead and find out. The scene starts at the Su family mansion. Night has fallen, and the moon is shining brightly. Inside the room, Fan is lying on the bed, thinking to himself, by now, news of the Jiao family's destruction must have spread everywhere. And along with it, that other news must have reached everyone too. Just then, Su Yushi comes in. She approaches Fan and sweetly asks while showing her white dress, Little Fan, look, do I look pretty?" After asking this, her face turns red with shyness. She thinks to herself, "Tonight, I'll give myself to little Fan. I shouldn't be shy. He doesn't know anything about this. I'll have to guide him." Fan, still pretending to be innocent, replies simply, "Wife Yushi is the prettiest in the whole world." Hearing this, Su Yushi blushes happily and moves closer, saying, "You have such a sweet tongue." Gathering her courage, she says, "Little Fan, come on." Fan, continuing his act, asks in confusion, "Wife Yushi, come on? But what are we supposed to do?" Watching her, Fan thinks, "When my little sister-in-law gets shy, she looks unbelievably cute." Hearing his question, Su Yushi's face turns even redder. She explains, "Just sleep together, and then I'll give you a chubby little baby." Fan still pretends to be clueless and laughs. "But we're already sleeping, aren't we?" Embarrassed even more, Su Yushi says, "Not like this." Fan playfully points his finger and innocently asks, "Then how?" Su Yushi freezes in embarrassment, stumbling over her words. Finally, she pushes Fan onto the bed and says, "You're so annoying." She steps forward, grabs his shirt, and gently pushes him back onto the bed. Lowering her head, feeling a little shy now, she speaks hesitantly, We'll have to take off our clothes first." The moment she says this, Fan immediately stretches his hand forward and grabs Su Ishiwa's dress, as if he's about to help her take it off, and innocently asks her, "Wife, actually, why aren't you taking off your clothes?" Seeing Fan act so straightforwardly, Su Ishiwa completely freezes. Her face instantly turns bright red, and she stammers, I'll wait for a bit." But at that moment, Fan starts behaving like a stubborn child and says, "Hey, this is cheating. This isn't fair. I want wife Ishiwa to take off her clothes too." Hearing this, Su Ishiwa turns completely red with embarrassment and says, "No, don't say things like that." But the very next moment, she lets go of her shyness and becomes a little bold. She holds Fan's face in her hands and says, "Just do exactly what I'm doing." And without wasting a second, she steps forward and gives Fan a lip-to-lip kiss. After that, Fan also loses control. He grabs Su Ishiwa, and both of them move forward together. The process between the two begins, and Su Ishiwa starts feeling an intense heat rising from inside her body. She's drenched in sweat and says, "It's so hot. It feels extremely hot." On the other hand, Fan, while putting in hard work, thinks to himself, "My power is about to level up again. I'm already at the peak level, and now I'm just one step away from the next level." At that moment, we see the flame that belongs to Fan. It starts glowing intensely, causing even more heat to surge through Su Ishiwa's body, and she thinks to herself, "This heat feels good." Fan thinks in his mind, wife Ishiwa's level should also change. After this, the scene shifts outside the mansion, where the guards are standing and hearing sounds coming from inside. One guard laughs and says, "Man, we've got to admit it. Even though the young master has become mentally foolish, his stamina hasn't dropped at all compared to the old days." Miss Su is really lucky for the future. Hearing this, the second guard becomes a little serious and says, I just wish the young master regains his senses soon. Then Miss Su and the young master will truly be a perfect match. The scene shifts back inside. Everything has gone quiet now, and Su Ishua has fallen into a deep sleep from exhaustion. But Fan is still awake. He looks lovingly at the sleeping Su Ishua and thinks to himself, Ishua, thank you for never leaving this family, for helping increase my strength, and for giving me this energy. Thank you. From today onward, you are mine. I promise I won't let anyone hurt you. And finally, Fan also falls asleep. Now the scene changes to the Zhu family mansion. Here, we are introduced to Zhu Dong, the eldest son of the Zhu family and Chongfeng's adopted grandson. He runs to his father in panic and shouts, Dad, did you hear what happened to the Zhao family? Dad, do you think this could be Fan's doing? At this moment, we're told about his father, Zhu Jian, the head of the Zhu family, who was also adopted by Chongfeng as a son. Zhu Jian gets furious and scolds him. Shut your mouth. Is this something you can talk about so casually? Seeing his father's anger, Zhu Dong gets scared and says, Sorry, I was just worried. Zhu Jian puts on a fake calm act and explains, That family is like gods to us. If Fan recovers, we should only be happy. But the real fear starts creeping into Zhu Dong's heart. And he says, But what if he actually finds out what happened back then? For so many years, we took advantage of that family being alone and finally seized all their assets. Before he can say anything else, Zhu Jian angrily slaps him hard across the face and shouts, Enough! You're grown up now. You should know better than to talk about such things openly. I've already sent people to investigate. It wasn't Fan. He continues, A letter was found in the Zhao family head's room. It said that Zhao Dekhang stole the wife of a Grandmaster-level expert in the past, and now that man has returned to take revenge. After getting slapped, Zhu Dong holds his cheek and asks in shock, A Grandmaster-level expert? Who is that? Zhu Jian replies in a mysterious tone, I've heard his name is Fiancce. Zhu Dong says in confusion, Fiancce? I've never heard of that name. Zhu Jian responds, Don't worry if you haven't heard it. What matters is that he has real skills. Zhu Dong starts getting hints and says, You mean? His father places a hand on his shoulder and says, We need to find this Mr. Fan. The Zhu family has a very important task for him. Hearing this, greed fills Zhu Dong's mind. He secretly feels happy, thinking that the old man wants to hire that expert to eliminate Fan so the entire family can belong to them. He excitedly starts leaving and says, Dad, I'll go right now and look into it. After Zhu Dong leaves, Zhu Jian stands there and reveals his true intentions in his mind. Fan, your good days are about to end. And guys, this is where the chapter ends, so the video also ends here. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye. Hello guys, welcome back. And as we saw in the previous episode, the Zhu family made a dangerous plan. Zhu Jian ordered them to find an expert named Fan Yi so that he could eliminate our MC, Fan. But here's the twist. These idiots don't even realize that the Fan Yi they're searching for is actually our MC, Fan himself. That means they're about to hire Fan to kill Fan. Zhu Dong is jumping with joy, but he has no idea he's inviting his own destruction. Let's see what happens next. The story begins at the Su family mansion in the morning. Fan and Su Ishua are sleeping peacefully on the bed when there's a knock at the door. Su Ishua asks, What is it? From outside, the maid replies, Miss, someone has come to meet young Master Fan. Hearing this, Su Ishua tries to get up, but Fan isn't having it. He gets playful and pulls her back onto the bed. Su Ishua, shocked, says, Hey. Fan hugs her lovingly and says, Ishua, my dear wife, stay with me a little longer. Su Ishua blushes, scolds him. Xiao Fan, stop fooling around, and then asks the maid, All right, tell me, who has come to meet my husband? The maid hesitates and replies, It's Miss Shan Yufei. Hearing the name, Su Ishua loses her composure and shouts, What? Shan Yufei? The next moment, the scene flips. Su Ishua grabs Fan's cheek and starts pulling it. Fan cries out in pain, it hurts. With a puffed-up face, Su Ishua mocks him. Oh, so your ex-fiancé has come all the way here. Must be fun for you, huh? But Fan doesn't improve at all. Instead, he teases her and asks, What's wrong, my wife Ishua? Are you jealous? Su Ishua immediately defends herself. I'm not jealous at all. Fan smiles and says, If you're worried, let's go meet Shan Yufei together. Su Ishua agrees, but thinks to herself, I'm only doing this to protect Xiao Fan, not because I'm worried, okay? After a while, both of them get ready and come outside. Seeing them together, Shan Yufei thinks to herself, They really look so good together. But Su Ishua doesn't give her any chance. She attacks directly. Shan Yufei, didn't you break off the engagement? Then what are you doing here now? Making fun of my man. Tears fill Yufei's eyes as she cries and explains, Brother Fan, I only came to apologize. What happened yesterday wasn't my intention. It was my second uncle who forced me. Hearing this, Fan remains silent. He knows Yufei well, so he thinks Shan Yufei is actually gentle and soft-hearted. Maybe her uncle really did force her. Just when Fan's heart is about to soften, a real nuisance shows up. Li Yunyang, the eldest son of the Li family from Yunnan City. He arrives and forcefully grabs Yufei's hand, saying, Yufei, so you were here. I've been looking for you everywhere. Didn't we say we'd watch a movie together? Come on, get in the car. Yufei panics and shouts, Who told you I was here? Did my uncle send you? Seeing this scene, Fan's mind explodes with anger. He thinks, I was about to forgive her, but she chose the Li family. Fan's anger turns violent because the Li family of Yunnan City are the lackeys of the very family that destroyed his own family. Fan makes his decision clear. Choosing the Li family means you're now my enemy. When Su Ishua sees Fan looking so serious and lost in thought, she feels that he's hurt. She thinks, seeing his ex-fiancé with another man must have broken Xiao Fan's heart. So Su Ishua steps forward and takes control of the situation. She shouts, Shan Yufei, you said you came to apologize, but it looks like you're just here to show off your new relationship. She declares confidently, Listen carefully, I'm already Fan's woman, so stop bothering my husband from now on. And to prove it, Su Ishua grabs Fan's face in front of everyone and kisses him directly. Yufei can only stand there crying. Su Ishua breaks the kiss and says with full attitude, That's right. If you care about your own good, get out of here immediately. Fan also takes advantage of the moment and adds salt to the wound. Hey Yufei, it's fine that you refuse to become my wife. I already have a wife who's more beautiful than you. And yeah, I have a total of 7. Hearing this, Yufei's heart completely shatters. Crying, she says, I understand, Brother Fan. As long as you're happy, that's enough for me, and runs away. Li Yunyang shows Yufei, and tries to stop her, but Yufei angrily shakes off his hand and yells, Get lost. Li Yunyang runs after her. Watching them leave, Fan says in a deep voice, Yufei, if some mistakes are made once, then they will never happen again. The scene changes to the Liu family's residence in the provincial capital, where the atmosphere is tense. Someone is angrily shouting, Has Jiahao gone crazy? He decided to support that family, and on top of that, he's even cooperating with the Su group. Then we're told about Liu Ran, the patriarch of the Liu family. A man nervously reports, Sir, Jiahao said he's doing all this to repay a life-saving favor. Liu Ran says angrily, I don't give a damn about his reason. He then comes up with a sinister plan. To make an example out of them, we must completely destroy the Su family. The Zhao family is already finished, but the Li and Wang families are still standing. Unite them and completely crush the Su group. Ruin Su, Yi, and drag her reputation through the mud, where the atmosphere feels light and friendly. Wang Fugue confidently reassures Su Ishua and says, Sister-in-law, don't worry at all. I'll take good care of brother. I won't even let him get scratched. On the other hand, Yi Fun, who is still pretending to be foolish in front of the world, puts on an innocent, childlike expression and lovingly looks at his wife as he says, Ishua, my dear wifey, bye-bye. Su Ishua treats him like a little child and gently instructs him, Be a good boy. Go have some fun with Fugue. Once I'm done with my work, I'll come pick you up, okay? Hearing this, Yi Fun stubbornly says, Ishu, my dear wife, you have to come get me, okay? Don't forget. Laughing at his innocence, Su Ishua agrees. All right, I promise. But the moment Fan and Wang Fugue walk a little distance away and Su Ishua is out of sight, the atmosphere changes. The playful smile instantly disappears from Wang Fugue's face and is replaced by a serious expression. He looks straight into Yi Fun's eyes and says in a heavy voice, She's gone now, Brother Fan. You can stop acting. Hearing this, Yi Fun pretends to be a little surprised. But Fugue doesn't stop. He shares his observation. The moment I saw you, I knew you weren't the same as before. That borrow a knife to kill the tiger trick you used at the banquet was truly brilliant, Brother Fan. Fugue steps closer, lowers his voice, and continues, And the destruction of the Zhao family. That was your doing too, right? Your cultivation level has increased again, hasn't it? Tell me the truth. You don't need to act in front of me. I'm your brother. Hearing this, Fan smiles on the outside, but his mind starts racing. He thinks, Wang Fugue really is the same guy I grew up with. He looks simple, but he's extremely perceptive and smart. But Fan also knows very well that enemies of the family are everywhere, hiding in the shadows. He can't drag Fugue into this danger, so he deliberately decides to act clueless again. Pretending to be confused, he starts checking his pockets and innocently asks, Brother Wang, what are you trying to do? Are you looking for my wallet? Hearing this, Fugue's serious mood breaks. He shouts, Come on, that's not what I meant at all. Finally giving up, Fugue grabs his head and says, Forget it. If you don't want to talk, then don't. But I'll just assume you're not stupid anymore, no matter what you say. Fugue takes a deep breath, his mood lightens a bit, and with a smile he says, Since you've returned to your old self, Brother Fan, I'll take you to the place we used to go often to relive some old memories. Hearing this, Fan gets a little nervous. His mind starts imagining the wrong things. He nervously asks, What kind of place did we go to? He thinks Fugue might be talking about a club or some adult entertainment venue. He immediately gets defensive and says, I can't go to those places anymore. I'm married now. Brother, Ishue would kill me. Fugue looks at him with a mischievous smile and says, Don't be scared. Once we get there, you'll understand. When they reach their destination, instead of a club, there's a large building in front of them. Fugue points at it and asks, Remember this place? You used to bring me here all the time to buy things. Only then does Fan realize it and says in shock, This is the black market. In fact, the third underground level here is Yun City's largest black market. You can find all kinds of rare and valuable items here, from weapons to pills. As long as you have money, there's nothing you can't buy. Sensing the atmosphere, Fan immediately slips back into his childish role. He raises his hands in the air, claps excitedly, jumps around, and shouts, Shopping! Shopping! It's time to find good stuff. Watching Fan move ahead, Fugue thinks to himself, Brother Fan still remembers the way. Looks like he really has recovered. He's just pretending. At the same time, Fan secretly observes Fugue. Fugue may look rough on the surface, but he's sharp-minded. By acting this way, he'll understand that I don't want to talk openly right now. As soon as they enter the black market, they're surrounded by stalls and items everywhere. Fugue generously offers, Brother Fan, buy whatever you want today. I'll pay, it's my treat. Fan looks at the items on the stalls, wrinkles his nose, and says, There's nothing good here. Everything's trash. He realizes that randomly browsing won't work, so he decides to use a secret technique he learned during 5 years of cultivation.